Thank you for joining us and welcome. We are going to discuss the partnership between Vodafone and Wind River. And to do so, I'm delighted to be joined by Paco Martin Pignatelli, who's head of Open RAN at Vodafone, and Paul Miller, who's Chief Technology Officer at Wind River. Paul and Paco, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Paco, Vodafone has Europe's fast Open RAN deployment in Europe, and you just announced your deployment in Romania. Both projects included collaboration with Wind River, of course. So congratulations, first of all. And could you tell us maybe what the key drivers for the project were?
Yeah, we are very excited. It's all happening now. And we wanted for this time in Vodafone to be ready, to be prepared to get big in Open RAN. So we have now a very big tender that is going to be over 170,000 sites. And there is a massive opportunity for us with Open RAN. We're going to be enabling a fantastic opportunity to have better cost and innovations, and the collaboration with Wind River has been great for that.
Well, thanks, Paco. And I think we've certainly been involved in Open RAN for many, many years and contributing our technology into that open source activity. And it's been an honor to have Vodafone as a customer. And we've really enjoyed working the past couple of years to get to the success that we have in that deployment.
And Paco, what about the benefits for your customers?
One of the main principles is the ability to have innovation wherever that is. So you can have, that startup company somewhere that came up with an algorithm that is going to be improving the capacity in the network. Then you can use it in your Open RAN architecture much more easier than ever before. So it's about innovation, but it's also about cost. We need to have the opportunity to reduce the cost for us to be able to deploy more as an operator. And Open RAN is certainly enabling that. We see that today with the deployments that we are having, but even more, we see the opportunity for the future to even to reduce much more and to innovate and deliver great stuff.
Yeah, we also see that Open RAN gives the entire approach a software-defined infrastructure or architecture. And that enables us to bring new applications and new revenue-generating ideas into service providers using the infrastructure that's built out with Open RAN. For example, connected vehicle systems, right? The 5G movement is really about generating revenue and providing applications for consumers. And we have a much more flexible environment in doing that with a virtualized software solution based on Open RAN.
Paco, your colleagues at Vodafone have discussed how the key KPIs for Open RAN deployment either meet or exceed traditional networks. And Andrea Donner said that the UK works as a blueprint for success. So how did you achieve this?
Yeah, I think this is a very, very important point. We have been working with River and the other partners to get our solution right. And obviously we had some issues, but I have to say we dealt with them in a fantastic manner. And Andrea was mentioning how the deployment was working in the UK and how good the KPIs are. But I'm really, really happy now because what we have been doing very recently is something slightly different. What we have in the UK, it was a deployment of the network, replacing the incumbent supplier we had, but the kit that we were replacing was not exactly the latest version, so it was around for some time, no? So we were always thinking, how would it work, the comparison of the latest technology from all suppliers, hardware and software. So we've been testing here in Spain. We have a field testing city, Ciudad Real, close to Madrid, and we've been testing extensively our Open RAN configuration versus traditional. And you know what? The results are amazing, and Open RAN comes always better than the lower part of any KPI. So I'm talking about downlink and uplink performance, also latency for 4G, for 5G SA, 5G NSA. So it comes always within the range, sometimes even exceeding the upper part of the range. So I think we can confidently say to everybody out there in the industry, every potential customer out there for you guys, that Open RAN is working, the performance is okay. We tick the box.
Yeah, we were really pleased to see this as well. This is very real world testing. The sites were in a city in Spain, physically deployed, and set up in a configuration that allowed Vodafone to test identically the same day with the same atmospheric conditions, testing against traditional RAN versus Open RAN. And then seeing the KPIs, I was, of course, incredibly pleased to see a superior performance with Open RAN. And this is a real payoff for the work that we've done together over the past several years, doing incredible optimizations on the infrastructure, getting down to single core support, doing these sort of things, has really resulted in those KPIs being superior. And it's really nice to see the promise of O-RAN coming to fruition.
Indeed.
And of course, Wind River plays a role in this deployment. So can you tell us why you decided to work with them?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the last part. When we started at the beginning, we were working with many suppliers initially, and for us, it was a little bit of a challenge to go with so many for a given radio solution. I have to admit that initially, look at the portfolio, it was looking good on paper, but we didn't have experience. So it was great to see, to piggyback on the effort from some other partners in the industry. You had a lot of work with Verizon. That is a company that we work very well with. So that was giving us the right confidence to start. But that was just the beginning. And then when we were actually getting on the project, the day by day has proven that it was the right decision to work with Wind River, because we've been able to execute on time, we've been able to execute with the right quality, and even more, we have a very good story for the future. So we're going to be building the solution as we go. It was really the right decision.
Yes, and certainly quality and performance are a big part of our DNA as a company. We're in a lot of mission critical systems, aircraft, automobiles, telecommunications infrastructure. And we were really excited to work with Vodafone. And you're right, we were able to springboard off a very large deployment at Verizon that we were able to use for years to harden the solution that we brought to Vodafone. And the work with Vodafone was actually very innovative. New timing solutions that were produced for the cellular network based on PTP architectures, and a lot of novel ideas were brought to play to really build a cost-efficient solution that optimized the hardware configuration in the field and drove us to this high performance that we achieved at Vodafone. So really, really successful journey.
Paco, you have been leading the Open RAN development efforts at Vodafone for the past 10 years now. So based on your experience, what are the top 3 pieces of advice you would give to your counterparts at other CSPs? In other words, how do you go about it?
That's a very good question. Well, I would say first, you cannot wait. So if you are doing radio networks, it's now the time to start doing Open RAN. So maybe last year, you could still be waiting a little bit, but now it's really the time. So you really need to be working on it. So that would be the first point. Second is you need to be ready to contribute as well, because this collaboration is very important. So we have that principle ourselves as a big mobile operator. We're going to be helping others to come in. So anybody listening that wants to learn more about our experience in Open RAN or our experience with Wind River, please reach out. But you need to be ready to give something, right? Yeah. So ultimately, this will work if we have a collaboration. And then I would also say that it's important that you start considering the impact, the operational impact of Open RAN in terms of how do you deploy your business as usual, your processes. So it takes time to get all that, but there is significant change because most of a good part of the benefit comes through transformation of existing processes, and that's very important.
Yeah, and I'd certainly add as well that it's really not just the selection of a technology platform, right? The technology is proven and we've demonstrated that. But in choosing partners to help build out a telecommunications service provider's network, you really need the people as well, right? And people with knowledge and experience having deployed this type of technology, the ability to overcome obstacles that you'll encounter in network engineering in your environment, really, really important. And then, as you mentioned, the operational aspect, bringing in high levels of automation and artificial intelligence, the ability to remove a lot of human effort in deploying a disaggregated system is a key part of hitting the low-cost metrics.
And finally, some people believe that 2024 will be a tipping point for Open RAN deployment. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think as we were saying before, we are ticking the box on performance. That's already done. I think we are also starting to see innovations on top of the foundation level for Open RAN. For example, we have also recently, also in Ciudad Real, performed some testing with a company called Cohere that is showing fantastic improvements in capacity. Spectral efficiency could go up to 50% potentially. We need to see how this is commercialized, but it's proving the way Open RAN works. So foundation is there, innovation is starting to be seen. We can get more out of Open RAN than before. And then, yes, this year we have big tenders. AT&T recently announced and they were awarding a lot of space for Open RAN in their contract. We are running our tender in Vodafone and we are going to be deploying at scale, and Open RAN needs to be there. 2024 is definitely the year.
Yes.
Paco, Paul, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.